Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of BonnerescuTV, where I am going to be reacting to what you need to know before moving to Romania. I'm sure there's some things about cost of living in here that could help some people and could maybe make some people's lives better. So let's get started and we'll see what happens. But before we start, make sure you subscribe down low. Thank you guys so much. Let's go.
Hello, welcome to part 2 of the cost of living in Romania. My name is Abby. I have been living in Romania for more than a year, and if you haven't seen video part 1, I speak there about the cost of rent, expenses, beauty services, food, all those things that I'm pretty sure you need to know before moving to Romania. In this part 2 of the video, I'm going to talk more about salary, about healthcare, public transportation, so more information that you may need to consider. As I told you before, I share my experience. I don't take anything of what I'm saying as a fact and this is how it's supposed to be. No, I'm just sharing my experience, what I see, what I learn, and I just want to share that with you to hopefully make it easier for you to make a decision and, figure it out if this place, it could be what you're looking for, as it was for us. So let's start.
The reason why I want to do this is because a lot of people want to move to Romania because the cost of living is quite a bit cheaper. And so moving there gives you kind of this option to move and be in a little bit slower of a country, slower of a place with lower cost of living. So let's see what she has to say about salaries and stuff.
With the salary, which is super important, it was shocking for me because at the beginning, when I was doing the research, I realized that salary here, the lowest, it's very low. It's extremely low compared to other countries. Basically, the lowest you can get paid here is 2,300 lei, which is about 450 euro. It's nothing. Yes, the country is cheaper. You pay less in many things, in taxes and all this stuff, but still 450 euro, it's not enough for a family to live. I don't think so. But some companies, they offer you the tickets for food, they cover your gym and other services, the insurance, blah, blah, blah. So you can feel like you're saving some money, but still 450, I don't think it's enough. But you may wonder, who gets paid that? And I doing my research, I realized the two industries that are paid the worst, I will say, is tourism, like hotels, then in restaurants, and also retail. Like if you work in a shop, at the mall, or shopping center, little shops and stuff, they're getting.
I'm shocked by travel just because typically I feel like travel does do pretty well. So this is kind of shocking, kind of cool to hear.
Paid the worst. Also the restaurants, we know it's pretty low what they get paid. Just a quick update, in 2022 they raised the salary by 50 euro, but still I think that's pretty low in Europe. The career that gets paid the most, I will say, is IT here in Romania. It's if you have that career, you can probably find a job that pays you pretty good. Other careers that I have checked with friends and I asked them, I took the chance, the opportunity to ask them how much do you get paid so I can share with other people. Basically a mechanic, electrical mechanic, I think that's the name. Don't blame me if that's not the name. They get paid about 600 euro a month. Then a nurse can get paid about 800 euro. Then dentists are pretty well paid. They get paid 2,000 euro here in Romania. That is a lot. Maybe it's not a lot in your country. Maybe if you're in Europe, other sides of Europe, it's not that much. But here in Romania, it's a lot of money. So dentists, also therapists, they charge about 30 euro for a private session. So that's just to give you an idea. But in general, don't think that's exactly what you get paid. This is just an average, and it will depend so much on your experience, on what it is that you want to do, the company, the place, the area. In Bucharest, in a big city, you're not going to get paid the same as if you go to do some work in a little town. Yeah. You cannot expect the same. And I think that's normal in every country.
Ooh, this is what I really want to see.
Parking here, there is different zones, and depending on the zone that you park, you can see exactly, there is the green, the red, the yellow zone. You can see exactly how much you will get charged per hour, but I see that it's 80 cents of a lei or 3 lei. So less than €1 is the maximum that I have seen. And you normally pay with an app that is called T Park, or you can send a message. Anyway, whenever you park, you will see a big sign telling you exactly what it is that you need to do. So the buses is one of the options that you have as a public transportation. I have used it a couple times only. Here in Timișoara, I've never used it.
Public transport is absolutely huge in Romania. And if she doesn't talk about this, that's a huge miss. But like the tramvai, buses, metro in Bucharest, maxi taxi up in Moldova, like public transport is used by most people, and it's also so convenient. It gets you to like so many places, and it's so easy to use.
I use it in other cities that I travel to, and it costs about 2 lei 50, so 50 cents of an euro, about say 50 cents of an euro, and it will be for just one way. So let's say go and come back, it will cost you about 5 lei. So about €1 to go and come back from a place, depending on the zone and exactly where you're going. But that's the average I have seen. And you can also pay like a monthly fee if you want to.
There's monthly fees, there's like weekly fees, there's daily passes you can buy. So like it can vary, but like a daily pass in the metro for Bucharest is like, I don't know, like 10 lei, which is like $2 essentially.
Use it every day, so it can be even cheaper. And I have seen that it costs, depending on the zone, again, it depends all of this, but I have seen that it costs about 66 lei to get a monthly fee to use the bus every day. I know in other countries in Europe, it's super easy to take the train and they're super fast and new. Like for example, in Italy and Spain, they were like great services. The only time that I have used the train here in Romania, I hated it. Absolutely hated it. It was super old. It was ugly. Like it was bad. It was bad.
She has a totally different view than me. I love the trains in Romania. They are slow. They're not fast. Like you'll have to understand that. But it's almost like nostalgic. I took so many train rides from Oradea to Bucharest. It's like a 14-hour train ride. And you're taking this slow train, kind of like this older train that you'd picture, through all these beautiful small towns, through like some of the most beautiful countryside you'll see. Like it's really cool. If you want to experience the country in like a really cool way, the trains are an awesome way to explore the country.
But that was my experience. I think there was a wrong, like there was a mistake going on, but I will give it a try and I will tell you how I feel about it next time. But about the price, it cost me about 11 lei to go and come back, which is super cheap. And it was from here, from Timișoara to Arad, which is like 40 minutes by car. The transportation that I use most of the time, because I don't drive yet, I still have to do my driver license, I take Uber or Bolt. Bolt is an app that I discovered here in Romania that is similar to Uber, but sometimes it can be cheaper. So I use both, to be honest.
I used Bolt when I was in Romania in 2022. I had no problems with it. The guys were all really nice. They couldn't like haggle with you at all. It was just right there in the Bolt pricing. It's great. Bolt was awesome.
Which one is cheaper? I might just take that. I know taxis can be cheaper depending on the area where you're going. I know a friend that used the taxi, the normal white cab, and it's cheaper sometimes in her road to go to her house, but to me where I live, it's super far for them and it costs me a lot of money. So sometimes Uber and Bolt are the best ideas. And considering that in other countries, first in Italy, there is not even Uber, like it was shocking to me. There was no Uber in my city. I know in other cities there is, but in my city there was no Uber. And in Spain, it was pretty expensive. Like I consider it here is super cheap. I know for some people, this is like, they will complain about it. I know many Romanians don't really talk the best about the healthcare, the public healthcare here in Romania. But I think if we talk about the public healthcare, in many countries is not the best. So I have noticed here, even the citizens from this country, they prefer to have a private healthcare where they can go whenever they want. And, you know, the private healthcare, it can cost you annually about 2,500 to 5,000 lei. And it depends really on what it is that you want to be covered. If you're healthy, if you're not, if you're older or younger, it depends. But I know many people prefer to have the private healthcare, but it's not like a necessity. Like if you're working, if you are employed, you will get a healthcare because you're paying some taxes for it. So it's not that you need a private healthcare, but I realize it's something that most people prefer. But still, if you don't want to pay that extra money, you can just use the normal healthcare and you can call, and there's hospitals everywhere. So I think you wouldn't have problem with that, especially if you're from other European countries. Remember that you have some, I don't know exactly what's the name, but it's like European healthcare card or something like that you can use. It covers you from all Europe, like whatever you are. If you travel here and you're from Spain, for example, you can have a coverage and you just need to go to a specific name. But just Google about that because I know you guys have some benefits.
Ooh. So for people wanting to work in Romania, this is a good way. Hopefully she has something good to say because this is something I want to hear. How can I go and work in Romania?
Every other country, you do need a work permit to get a job. Here in Romania, obviously, the language is not a barrier, I will say. It's not a problem if you don't speak Romanian. I have friends that have found job without speaking proper Romanian. They speak English or they speak other languages and they're fine. Also because, nowadays you can do Uber, you can do Bolt, you can do delivery. Like if you're first arriving here and you still don't speak a perfect Romanian and, you want to do something to make some money, I'm sure you're not going to be without food on the table. You can do Bolt, you can do Uber, you can do delivery. And there's always possibilities to get a job remotely from other companies that need customer service or whatever it is that you're doing if you're coming without a specific plan. Obviously, it will be great if you come already with a job proposal or something, but it's not like a must. But it is a must for you to know how you're going to get your work permit. If you're married to another European citizen, if you're married to a Romanian, or if a company is offering you a visa, oh, great. Or if you're coming because you're asking for asylum, I don't know, depending on what it is, your situation, but it is important that you know before moving to any country, not only Romania, before being an immigrant and move away from your homeland, it is important that you know how you're going to get documents because that will benefit you and also it will open so many doors and you won't struggle as much as if you were
That's good advice.
If you're coming here as a freelancer, you will have a lot of benefits because I know Romania is one of the countries in Europe that has the lowest taxes for freelancers or if you
lowest
have your
business
own company,
tax,
which is great. That's what we do. We have a company here and it's cheaper, to pay taxes than it was in Spain or in Italy even. It was crazy high. Like sometimes you will pay half of what you get earned the whole year for taxes. That would be crazy. But here is super cheap. It depends on your specific niche or like exactly what it is that you do, but I'm sure if you want to do that, here is convenient. I know many people and friends that they work here and they decide to have their residence here because it will be more convenient to save some money, so you don't have to give that much to a government. With that being said, this is all for today.
Business taxes are huge in Romania. They tend to try to help business owners. I think because it brings a lot of money to Romania having people like that there. So that's it. I mean, pretty helpful information. Maybe not the best information I've ever seen, but good stuff to know before you move to Romania. So thank you guys for watching. We'll check you next time. Peace. Vă iubesc.